There are a lot of different ways to define most valuable player. Some people would say that it's the best player in the league, full stop. Some would say it's the best player at a position relative to others, sort of a wins above replacement type of formula. And others still would say that it is the player who is most valuable to their team, the player who, without them, their team would suffer the most in the standings. This year in the NHL, the first two definitions apply mostly to one player. That's Nathan MacKinnon, the best player and best center in the National Hockey League by just about every metric, both conventional and advanced. But for the last definition, we start to get into very interesting territory. There's been a lot of chatter building over the last few days about Macklin Celebrini and his MVP campaign should the Sharks make it into the playoffs, and it's difficult to see why looking at the surface level, because Celebrini is not leading the league in any significant statistical category or even in advanced analytics. But when you look at that third definition, value relative to his team, the picture becomes a lot clearer. This graph shows every single team in the NHL, the difference between their best player, as graded out by Hockey Stat Cards, and their second best player. And you can see that there are a couple of teams at the very end who have a pretty sizable gap between their best and second best player, showing just how valuable their best player is. As you would expect, the San Jose Sharks, represented by Macklin Celebrini, are on the far left of this graph. Except they're not, because if you counted properly, you would see that there are only 31 NHL teams on this graph. Here's all 31 teams, the delta between their best and second best players, and here's the San Jose Sharks. The delta between Macklin Celebrini and the Sharks' second highest graded player by Hockey Stat Cards, which is right now Tyler Toffoli, is 11 points in net rating. To give you context for how big that is the entire total net rating of Shea Theodore on the season. It's just 0.2 points of net rating below Erik Karlsson. When you look at point shares, which is Hockey Reference's measurement for a player's total impact on the year, Celebrini is worth about 10 full standings points to his team, which is very high, but what's most significant is that there is no player on the San Jose Sharks who has had even half of his impact on this season. Macklin Celebrini isn't just the best player on the Sharks, he is single-handedly carrying the San Jose Sharks. If the Sharks lost Celebrini's production, they would go from being a team that's battling for a wildcard spot to being only 1 point ahead of the second-to-last place team in the West, the Calgary Flames. This is a tanking level roster save for Macklin Celebrini, no disrespect to everybody else on his team. But this is why you're seeing absurd stats like this. Macklin Celebrini on track to be over 120 points on the season, and he would be the first player to do so since 2000 without having a point per game player on his team. Unless Will Smith, Tyler Toffoli pick up their pace, this is the sort of stuff that generational talents are made out of. Macklin Celebrini is not the best player in the NHL. He's probably not even close to being as good as McKinnon or Kucherov or McDavid. But in terms of value to their team, nobody is even close to him.